Sword of Mercury. And today, we're going to be talking about the concept of the one. And yeah, I know we hear a lot about this in modern day context of, what relationships are supposed to mean, like truly deep down in our soul, because we know a lot of society has not been good role models for what we ideally are taught as children is true love. So let's bust out the tappy marker. Yeah, so that's happening. Actually, by accident, I broke the little thing that holds up the whiteboard eraser and whatnot, so it just kind of falls from time to time. It was an accident. I applied almost no force to it. I just moved my hand in that direction accidentally, and it broke. So anyway, getting back to the subject. So yeah, if you want to give me one of those, I just set up a Throne account, so maybe I should add that as a product on there. Anyway, so the one, obviously, we talk about this, but we don't really think about, oh, well, what is a twin flame, how does it work, blah, 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 blah. So that's why the Prince of Mercury is here to explain that to you. So, essentially, as I've talked about many times, our body is an electromagnet, and that's why we're able to have thoughts, and we send electrical signals through the body. That's why we can move around and send signals and sense things in the field. So typically we have these ions and charged particles all around us in the environment, and we are electromagnetic beings. Our soul is electromagnetic, and as well as the earth, so its body is electromagnetic too. Specifically because we are in the sun's rays, right? That's charged particles, and just like putting fruit in the sun, we also absorb the UV radiation in a way that helps us benefit our body through gene expression and proper functioning of the body. Similar to photosynthesis, but it's a different process. It's more just a expressive phenomenon, and it's actually proven that sunlight helps express over hundreds of genes in the body, which is just your body's signal of turning on and off information. So that's a keynote. So here, this is the end result here is that you have the charges spin up in almost like a circular cyclone movement due to the electromagnetic field of the heart, and we'll spin around and look at the board on that side too. So you end up creating this cyclone force, and exerts these pressure waves against the fabric of space and time. And if you're someone who's tuned into this energy fully, as in there is no blockage on a soul level, this is my intention and this is what I'm applying my energy towards, and you channel that in a specific way, similar to I'll explain this as a physics concept, and then I'll go into the reference from TV show lore. But essentially there's this pressure boundary created by the force exerted by you and your twin flame in unison and the reality. So basically, by you reuniting with your twin flame on the physical plane, you exert force against the fabric of reality itself at an electromagnetic level. Your magnetic fields push against the reality, and it actually is able to bend the fabric of space and time. Here's the fabric of space and time. Here's the pressure waves exerted. And essentially you're able to create a phenomenon that is known as the wind scar. And the wind scar is essentially when the magnetic winds of two things collide. So there is almost one to the cosmos as a whole, and one to each individual thing within the cosmos. And when you and your twin flame are attracted back to each other, what happens when you reunite is you have these waves exerted back against the reality, back across the fabric of space and time. Excuse my stomach. and essentially you create this fissuring effect between the boundary of your joint magnetic field with you and your twin flame and the cosmic reality as a whole. And especially if you're in like a transitionary period in life, some phase of evolution where you're changing something to a higher potential state, you exert this force across the fabric of reality, and it pushes everything else that's not meant for you away in the transition. And this is why twin flames are typically linked to spiritual development and, blah blah blah, multiple lifetimes, this and that. But just getting into the physics of it, this is what's happening. And yeah, we see the wind scar in Inuyasha with the dead Saiga, right? But the lore behind that is actually true, and it's funny how it appears in a show where they're so focused on the concept of love, especially between Inuyasha and Kagome, and that transcending lifetimes. But this is essentially the actual physics of the wind scar as a physics concept. It's a boundary where two magnetic winds collide, and there's a fissuring point created in the center because the magnetic fields are pushing against each other, and it's creating a fluctuating boundary. And when energy is applied to that, it's able to blast all the charged particles away in the opposite direction. So that's the wind scar. I'll spin around here. So here is the crown center. You see purple at the top here, which is an interesting color when it comes to actually connecting with things from across lifetimes, because it's tied to the crown chakra and spiritual cosmic energy. So you have this almost triangle created by the 3 points here. So these 3 circles around the triangles, or the points of the triangle, are embodying these, and this is the multiple universes talked about in like the multiverse theory, right? So here you have the reality that you're on currently, and here are all the potential realities in existence, and the thing that decides what pulls you to and from a reality is the sorcerer's spirit. Or, like they would refer to it in like Beyblade as, the Blader spirit, but the sorcerer spirit in real life is what it's known as. The sorcerer spirit is basically the will, the spirit of an individual that is being applied onto something. So it's really what you have, your spirit in aligned with your heart, being expressed through you. That's the sorcerer spirit. And essentially you have all these parallel realities surrounding the reality that you're currently on, but through like these modalities here of vibrational alignment, you can switch the reality that you're on and change the central reality that you are moving towards. So this is almost like some kind of magnifying glass that is traditionally focused on nothing, and that's why in meditation they say, oh yeah, empty your mind, right? Because everything is just energy. So you remove discernment of subjectivity, of duality, of saying good, bad, left, right, up, down, whatever, and you look at everything as a whole from this energy perspective, and through that you're able to change your perspective on your reality and thus magnetize other realities to and from you, attracting realities to you and repelling realities away from you. So here we really have this concept at the crown center, and that's where all you receive like higher intelligence from source, right? From the one true source, the highest light of the one true source. And this is why the third eye center is tied to angels. And if you're somebody who is interested in the Bible talks about in Revelation the Church of Philadelphia, and the Church of Philadelphia is the Church of the Angels, and that's why it's one of the churches, only of 2 churches in the churches described out of the 7 in Revelation, that is basically, it doesn't have anything to like repent for. Like, the Creator, as it's referred to in the Bible, is holding nothing against you from that church because they have fulfilled all of their duties. So essentially, and it said that unto the church of Philadelphia, that he who has the key of David, he who opens this door, and no man shutteth, and he who closes this door, no man openeth. So what that means is essentially, once your vision is opened, once your objectivity is aware, once you are able to view all of this, like essentially that ability is not able to be closed by anything but you, and is not able to be opened by anything but you. So this is what it means by spiritual awakening. And then essentially through this, because the Church of the Angels is tied to light, because angels are primordial beings of light, divine light, and essentially that light is a form of intelligence. It carries information and it brings it to you, such as thoughts, emotions, feelings, all this stuff that we process due to having a thought. Essentially that is tied to angels, tied to light, and through connecting with that, through like your heart will send love to that concept that is brought to you by the energy of light, the energy of the angels, the Church of the Angels. Like through connecting with that in your spirit. This is the throat center, this is the heart, this is the third eye. So at the throat, when you connect with that and make that your truth, make that your authenticity, make that I am fusing with this as something that I align with in my identification of my like authentic self, my like energetic expression, my like who I am as an individual, like my authenticity is essentially tied to this, right? So like, I don't know if you can see on the board there, but like essentially those waves are look at my eyes. Those waves are essentially like the energetic expression that is being like expressed through your body, through yourself, through like what you speak. You know, they say like each and every word you say is a form of like hypnosis or self-hypnosis, which is why like affirmations are such a big part of like manifestation and all this stuff, and like goal setting and stuff like that. So essentially, when you speak something, it comes to fruition in some sense. So when you like basically fuse with this concept of the light in your heart, you create these waves because you accept that as your truth. And here is just, this is the solar plexus, this is like the fire or energy of the body. This is the magnetic center, which is like, it's almost like a magnet that is able to tap, like is able to, when it's aligned with these higher centers, it's able to see anything in all of cosmos. So anything that's either in reality or not in reality, you're able to see. And through magnetizing to it, you're able to pull that thing towards you or away from you. Push that thing towards you or away from you. Pull, push. You know what I mean. So essentially these waves are created, and that either that determines like what reality is essentially expressed. So here you can think of it as here as the individual reality, which is where your truth is and what you're speaking into existence or what you're banishing from existence. This is where you discern that the light energy that is bestowed onto you by the angels who guide your insight. And here is the cosmic energy. The cosmic energy being all the potential ability for something that is either already manifest in reality or is not manifest in reality, but could be. So, again, there's infinite number of universes in the multiverse, and all that it takes to connect with them is you fusing with that concept inside of your being. And remember, all of this is based on science. There's electromagnetic energy flowing through your whole body, and this is the magnetic center, the heart. There's a document called the Gateway Process by the CIA, and it talks about how essentially when you go into a state known as a whole brain state, meaning that both hemispheres of your brain are vibrating in coherence, and that energy is aligned with the energy of your heart. Like when it is vibrating in unison with that energy of your heart through your heart, that energy is able to project over the entire earth. This is documented research by the CIA, Project Stargate, or the Gateway Process. Gateway Process. I was thinking of another one for a second. Gateway Process is what that's called. So, look into that. But it basically means that you're an electromagnet and you're able to move beyond your body and all this stuff. But essentially, that's documented research, documented by science. So this is not just some spiritual fairy tale. This is stuff that is proven by physics. So, with that being said, your beloved, she's not out of reach, or he is not out of reach. So just remember that, that just because maybe they're on the other side of the planet right now, they're not out of reach. If anything, you have the ability to restore that connection and bring her/him back to you, and be united, stronger than ever, and basically be unaffected by everything in the field. So, essentially, that is the physics dynamic of what is going on here. So yeah, purple is the color that really relates to this, because it's the ability to see all of those possibilities in reality, is the ability to see all the potential realities. So, there's that. Yeah, so that's why the crown's really important there. Anyway, this is really what I have for you today. The Sword of Mercury. And remember, guys, you guys can do anything you set your mind to. I believe in you. Just remember, always believe in yourself. Always just be yourself. Sometimes you have to be more of yourself, meaning that, sometimes there's energy in the field that conflicts with your energy, but you don't have to manipulate things or do anything to overcome that. All you have to do is just be yourself more, be stronger version of yourself, like essentially allow your energy to rise and overcome that obstacle and transform yourself into a version that is unaffected by that thing. So, yeah, that's essentially what I have for you today. And you guys already are unaffected by all those things. The fact that you're seeing this, the fact that you're on this mission of personal development and wanting to be better and wanting to advance yourself in some way, you're already there. Because really the only thing that determines the difference between winning and losing in a battle is the sorcerer spirit, and we all have that within us. It's up to you to draw it out, though. So, yeah, that's what I have for you today on the Sword of Mercury. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. I really enjoy making videos like this, and talking about these deep concepts with you, and ensuring that you guys know that I'm here to support you, and I'm here to tell you that it is possible, and I'm here to tell you that just believe in yourself and you'll go far. So anyway, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. I will link my other podcast, Moonstruck, down below. It's getting picked up by Rogers TV, so stay tuned for updates on that. I will link all my social media in the description below. I encourage you guys to comment below if you guys have a similar understanding of these concepts and have seen things like synchronicities or whatever that you even see on the way as that process is unfolding. But ultimately, just knowing that it's gonna happen. So, again, be receptive to the energy in the field, be open, always be mindful, and, never doubt yourself or disbelieve in things just because, people tell us, oh, this is possible and this is not possible. Don't listen. Remember, reality is only determined by one thing, your perception on it. So if you say that I honestly want to experience that person who is meant for me, and I will sense it when they appear in any form, whether that's you just see a picture of them and you haven't even met them yet, or you meet them for the first time and it's like you just instantly know by talking to this person that maybe you've even done this before. But anyway, that's what I have for you today. That's what the Prince of Mercury has for you today. And remember, I'm always here for you guys. Never give up. You can do it. I believe in you. Snuggly dreams. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.